Hi there, everyone. This is Eric Richards, and let's go over what happened in February in the Pikes Peak Association of Realtors market area. Colorado Springs, Fountain, Woodland Park, all the way up to Monument, all the way out to Falcon, Peyton. So that's kind of the general geographic area. Starting right off, we're looking at homes for sale. So we've got this neat little curve that shows us what was happening in February of 2024 versus February of 2025. We see a pretty good increase on that. And we'll go over the statistical increase in a moment when I show you another chart. New listings, kind of flat from last when you compare from 2024, and definitely a big increase from 2023, which is good to see. More offerings on the buffet means buyers have more options. And since I primarily function as a buyer's agent, I'm all for this number being healthy and not driving days on market up into like the 200 days on market. So this is nice to see. Total under contract. As I've said before, say it again, put it on my tombstone. This is the canary in the coal mine. This is a buyer's willingness to put a home under contract and a seller to take an offer. If this number is high, especially increasing from year over year, and it shows a reasonable consumption of new listings compared to the on-market listings, then this is good to see. Average days on market. Yep, no surprise here. We're starting to drop. Why? Because PCS season is upon us, meaning that the soldiers that are moving into Fort Carson, Peterson, Air Force Academy, NORAD, this is starting to pick up a bit. We're also starting to see people filing their taxes, so they are a little more confident in what they made last year. Their tax bill is possibly paid, so they're feeling good about it. Total sales year to date. This is down a little bit compared to last year and the year before that. Am I concerned about this? No, because again, the total under contract is higher than this number. So we expect a little bit of fallout from the total homes that go under contract, but this is a healthy number and I'm okay with it. Average and median sale price. Again, remember, average is a blend. So you have $1 all the way up to $10 million, and they blend all the sales together and come up with a composite number. We're down a little bit, and I don't get too worked up about the averages. If you watched any of my previous videos, it just meant that there was a few more sales at the $1 and $2 million range, and that helped drive the average up. But median number, I'm happy to see this median number drop to 473,000. Is affordability an issue? Absolutely. Anytime this median number comes down, it means that more homes in those lower price points were picked up. So we're happy to see that. I don't expect to see in the future anytime soon that the average sales price will cross the median. It's just not going to happen in my lifetime ever again. So anyway, I'm happy to see this number starting to come down a bit. That means that there are more homes coming available where sellers are thinking, okay, in order for me to sell, I need to be at that 450, 460 price point. Residential home sales. We're starting to see a little bit of a tick up. That seasonality then correlates back to what we saw under total contract. Condo sales. This is problematic because these are our affordable homes in our market. The state of Colorado has a big push this year at the legislative level to see condo construction come back. 2009, there were approximately 100 developers that were building condos. We now have about 9 in the state. So seeing this lower number here tells me there's something going on with condos. And I think it has to do with higher HOA fees that are pushing people out of potential condo and townhome ownership because it's almost more affordable to go buy a house compared to HOA fees that are $500 and $600 a month. So we need to put a pin in this one and watch it. Listing summary. As I mentioned before, when we talk about statistical percentages and we look back at, information of, average home price and where it's sold and all that stuff, this chart really highlights those statistical differences and puts the numbers right out there in front of you. So when we see median sales price from January to February take a little bit of a reduction, we're okay with that. When we talk about an increase of February of 25 versus February of 24, and we see it change this much, we're looking at a pretty good drawback, a pretty good increase of almost 4%. You can see here we've got some median sales price changes in condos and townhomes. Again, that might be playing into that number, especially since average sales price. The big one that I always pay attention to right here is volume. And when I look at January to February of 24 versus January to February of 25, and I see a 25% pullback, that's kind of big. So we need to put a pin in that one and watch it as well. Lastly, I go over this one every other month, and it just kind of gives you an idea of what percentage of the homes that were listed in this price bracket had to take a price reduction in order to get the property sold. And right now, at the $200,000 to $300,000 price point, we are seeing nearly 40% of the homes having to take a price reduction. That price reduction amounted to about 4.3%. So when you talk about a $300,000 home having to take a 4% price reduction, that's 12 grand. That was probably closing costs mixed in there as well. Go out here to $1 million and we see 20% of the listings having to take a price reduction of 2%. That's a pretty big deal. So we still have price reductions very much as the statistical norm as far as what it takes to get a home sold. Teller County, much less transactions, but you still see price reductions, but not as much. And I think that's because when prices in the city stay high, people move out to the country. And there is a ebb and flow of market activity. So when you end up with a lot of people who are moving to the country, those smaller markets, they feel the squeeze for inventory and they don't have to make price reductions. So anyway, that's our recap for February of 2025. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to talk to you about any of this stuff. Thanks so much for watching.